Okie dokie, welcome back to another vintage video here on the channel. Today we're playing some Dredge, and Tarkir Dragonstorm has just dropped. So the main event from Tarkir is going to be the Steward of the Harvest here. When this creature enters, exile up to 3 land cards from your graveyard. Creatures you control have all activated abilities of the land cards exiled with the Steward of the Harvest. So, if you exile a Bazaar of Baghdad from your graveyard, all of your creatures are Bazaars of Baghdad. That's super sick. So, we're going to aim to play a Dread Return list where we can Dread Return a Steward, make all of our guys Bazaars, and then dredge the rest of our deck and Dread Return a Dragonlord Kolagon for a kill. That's the idea. We're also going to main deck our Strip Mine, because if we can only bring back the Harvest, the Steward of the Harvest, then maybe we can just like destroy all their lands with some creatures that are lying around, sort of thing. Because I want to activate these abilities, I'm going to play 4 Nether Shadows today, because this is a creature that comes back for free, like Icarid, and it has haste. It's only a 1-1, but if it's a 1-1 hasty Strip Mine or a 1-1 hasty Bazaar, that's really sick. That should push the deck through a bit more and help along there. This does mean I'm going a little bit lower on dredges. I've got 2 thugs here, and I've got the 4 shells, 4 imps, and 1 grave troll. So we're like -2 thugs from normal, 1 or 2 depending on your build. We've got the pox walkers because they go round and round with our flashback spells, 4 therapies, 3 dread returns. And then griefs, bridges, normal stuff. But this is really quite exciting, this creature. So another thing I've got in the main deck, pretty questionable, but hey ho, we've got a questing beast. Why is there a questing beast? Because we keep losing to Jewel and Raker shops when they're looping the Wandering. So my big brain plan is that we can do the harvest thing, we can go and get our Dragon Lord, we can then get a questing beast, and now damage can't be prevented and we can slay through the Wandering protection. This is almost assuredly supposed to be sideboard with the revival here, if it's even good. I'm not even claiming it to be good. It's just, you know, when you have that thought and now you've got to do it before you can write it off. And then what else have we got? That's it. That's it for the main deck. Steward of the Harvest, main event, 4 Nether Shadows, hasty lands. I would like to build a deck with a bigger land package, but to give our creatures haste, you need to play something like a Dragon Lord. And why mess around producing loads of mana with Gaia's Cradles when your creatures already have haste? Who knows? Post board, 4 Vigors, 4 Traps, 4 Sickening Shoals. That's all normal. I've got the Strip Mine in the main deck, so I'm going to play 2 Clarion Conquerors. This is another new card from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Activated abilities of all artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. So what we can do against things like Jewel Shops, PO, Raker, these artifact-heavy combo decks, maybe even Underworld Breach, is we can dredge a little bit, and in the post-board games when we've got less access to the graveyard, we can just reanimate this Flying Collector Roof, right? It's just huge. It's a 3/3 flyer. So yeah, that's the list. And let's go play it through a few games and go from there. Okay, round 1 on the draw against Mayhem DJ, and they've revealed a Lurrus of the Dream Den. We are going to powder our hand, and we're going to powder our hand, losing our Dragon Lord on the way through, but hitting a double Bazaar hand, so seems good. Seems good to me. We've got a Steward, 1 Dredger, obviously Hollow 1. Yeah, this looks cool. So we're not going to be able to win with Dragon Lord haste. We lost 1 bridge on the way through and 1 dread return. That leaves us with 2 dread returns for a Steward. Maybe just a big grave troll as well, something like that, or a grief. That's if we... Well, they mulligan to 5. Interesting. Turn 1 stock up. It's pretty good at undoing that, though. Giving them something to do. Stock up resolves, basic island, Soul Ring. 3 cards left over there. And that's everything they've got to do today. That was pretty good, though. So we'll lead on Bazaar, obviously. We'll give it a spin. and we'll discard something, because I've hit the bridge, so I could discard Therapy, Bridge, Cabal, Shambling Shell, and then consider therapying them. They've revealed a Lurrus. What are we scared of? More stock ups, more ancestors. I don't know what I'm massively scared of off the bat. Let's cast this. This just all gets through. I could just go down 2 power and therapy them, but therapying them this blind is really tough. I'm not sure what they're going to have that I'm actually too concerned about in this position. I could just die, right? Time Vault Key. Oh, Breach is a bit of a beat. Another stock up. Yeah, that also hurts. So this turn will definitely be therapying them. Right, stock up resolves. Opponent passes the turn. I think I need to therapy them this turn just to try and find just try and make sure I get Underworld Breach out of their hand. Upkeep, let's spin the Bazaar and dredge our shell. Let's get this out as well. So shell and a miss. But I do have the second Bazaar. So 2 dredges. And I got a second bridge as well. That's pretty cracked. 2 dredges and a steward can go. Draw step will dredge a Golgari Thug, because that's our biggest dredger. Another therapy. Icarid Strip Mine. So the joke here is what's more important, 4 damage or the Strip Mine. I'm definitely have to therapy them. Maybe I just go Bazaar first, I think. Yeah, I don't know why I found that so difficult to come up with. Line of activate Bazaar of Baghdad. Shambling Shell. And then let's... No, they're just not going to have a hand at all. Okay. So let's attack them a bunch. So you take 8, and then we'll start therapying. Because I've got 2 Poxwalkers, I've got 2 or 3 Bridge from Belows. I've got a Dread Return if I want it. Let's therapy you off of this this hollow one. I get back 2 Poxwalkers and I get 2 zombies as well. Opponent has a Brainstorm. No, Flusterstorm. Okay. No, thank you. So I'm just going to name Underworld Breach off the second therapy here. I think I've got a second therapy, right? Yeah. So hit you. Therapy. Poxwalkers comes back. We get 2 bridge tokens. And then this resolves and we name Underworld Breach. Oh, that's loud. I've got a Braid, Force of Will, Dig Through Time. Okay. A Braid, Force of Will, Dig Through Time. So I can Dread Return a Steward, but all my guys are summoning sick. Or tapped. Do I still want to do that? They're going to dig through time next turn. Is there any way I can interact with their graveyard? Not massively. I can Dread Return a Nether Shadow, but that doesn't actually get me anywhere. Man, if I hadn't attacked the hollow one, I would have had access to do more here. What does Dread Return Steward do? It gets me a Summoning Sick Bazaar and a Summoning Sick Strip Mine. Now the opponent's got Dig Through Time for Red Source Underworld Breach. I guess I just Dread Return a Steward anyway, because then I'll definitely win next turn. So Poxwalker. Oh, no, I don't. They're holding in a Braid. I'm still going to do it. I'll leave the hollow one in place. There's 2 Braid targets. Why does Graveyard Order matter all of a sudden? What did I play? I think I fucked that up. I think I should have won this turn. Oh, they've conceded the game. I think I should have won this turn. Because my guys would be summoning sick, right? If I have the hollow one, I can Dread Return the Steward and activate the hollow one, or the 2 hollow ones, and that will get me so far. Right, we'll do some learning as we go. I think this could be a Clarion Conqueror matchup, and a little bit of Ravenous Trap, but not too much. I'm not sure about Force of Vigor. This is a lot of cards that I'm considering. I don't think I'm going to bring them all in. Because that'd be 10 cuts from here in my fairly compact deck anyway. I like cutting a little bit of the fat though. I don't know if I want to cut a Steward. I don't think I like doing that. I can probably cut a Thug, so that gives me Dread Return, Questing Beast, and Golgari Thug gone so far, and I'm trying to bring in 10 cards. Or maybe I can cut a Steward if I'm bringing in 2 Clarion Callers. I don't think I need all these Ravenous Traps. I think that's just a dream, but they are going to be slightly more... Are they going to be slightly more combo heavy or not really? Let's just go Force of Vigors for now. I need 2 more cuts from here. 1 Nether Shadow, 1 Noxious Revival. My stuff's pretty safe, although my green count looks embarrassing. Sort by colour, please. 9, 13, so maybe we keep one of these. And I like the Grease because that's all my interaction. Strip Mine I think is worth keeping. Maybe just another Therapy then. Or just embarrassing green count. No, let's just do a hollow one. Why not? It's not great, but it's what I've done. The lands are summoning sick, right? My creatures are summoning sick. They still can't activate their abilities. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Okay. Opponent still has a Lurrus, so hasn't mulliganed into a ley line. One thing with the Ravenous Trap is it's hard to resolve against a graveyard full of Flusterstorms. So maybe actually the presence of Lurrus Breach means I should have been on ley lines. Had that slightly more nuclear option. We've got a mulligan anyway. And now we'll powder. Probably just keep a Dread Return in the deck. And now we'll powder. And now we've got another keep with 2 Bazaars. And a Vigor, which is quite tasty. Did I lose my Steward earlier? So yeah, this will be both my Stewards. That's fine, because we can move on to Clarion Callers as our main Dread Return target. Opponent mulliganed low again. I'm going to discard the cards that want to be in the graveyard and not play around a turn 2 Soul Guide Lantern. I think they're mostly on Crypts and Soul Guides post-board against us. Maybe a Needle. I'm going to ignore the Soul Ring for a moment. So Flooded Strand. So it's just a stock up. It's a Time Walk. Okay. There's a Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. They're going to get close to Lurrus this turn as well. They're going to eat something from my yard. I wish I was holding a Shambling Shell. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. So I might go upkeep here because that's going to stop them from buying Lurrus. And then they can nuke my graveyard but have less mana for this turn. Or do they just have permission in hand? Cycles Alorian revealed in response to get back into mana. Or to not have a completely embarrassing mana count. Gets an Underground Sea. Exiles my yard. Yep. And then Soul Ring has gone. So opponent gets a draw step. They've got 3 cards in hand. One of them's an Underground Sea. 2 cards in hand. Demonic Tutor. Okay. If they play a Needle, it's really fucked. But hopefully it's DT for Ancestral because they need to try and get into the game. Or a second Soul Guide. No plays. I think I've just gone and got an Ancestral for my upkeep. No. Ravenous Trap maybe? Then we can dredge a Shambling Shell. Play a second Bazaar. Go kind of hammy. Maybe going kind of hammy here is pretty bad, but... I get a Narcomoeba. Right, what do you DT for there? Just Underworld Breach again? I don't have any bridges, but I still think I need to try and do something against them. No, I think you get Lotus, right? Lotus, Lurrus, Soul Guide land. So if their hand is Lotus, Soul Guide, no, Lotus land, then they can get their Soul Guide back next turn. Or they just get a stock up to rebuild with. Or they get a Breach to try and kill me with. How does Breach work in this position? You play Breach. You play a land. You cast DT. You stop. So I think Black Lotus is the most likely. Black Lotus land, yeah. Nailed them. Nailed them. Alright, you'll go. And then they get to Surveil with a Thundering Falls. Put an Underground Sea in the bin. So we know how they're holding Scalding Tarn plus 1 card draw. And we win the match. Therapy is so cool. Therapy is so cool. Okay, round 2 up against Strict Maple 2, and we mulligan. And we go again. And we have 2 Bazaars. I like this general theme of 2 Bazaars. And 2 Bazaars, and this time with a die roll. So I'm going to put back Noxious and Powder. I'm going to play my Bazaar of Baghdad. No Lurrus of the Dream Den from the opponent. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to put it in the graveyard. Cast a hollow one. Opponent mulligan to 6. I would not like to therapy, but I would like to sort my graveyard out. There we go. So 7 cards now after their first draw step. Strip Mine just might be like a really dope tempo play, depending on what land they play this turn. If they play a Bazaar, if they play a Urza's Saga, an Academy. Would it make me slow dredge? Yeah, probably. Is it better to just have 2 Bazaars against their 1 Bazaars? Maybe. They've got a Mana Crypt. A Mox Pearl. It's just Mono White Initiative. Archon of Emiria. Okay, so I need to... Oh, that's not nice. I'll dredge a Shambling Shell. And then I'll attack for 4. And then I'll play a tap Bazaar of Baghdad. And I won't therapy you. Next turn we get a Grief into play. An Icarid into play off of Grief. Perfect, like, Pearl, Crypt, Strip, Archon is really messed up. Opponent has an Anointed Peacekeeper. Good grief. The hits keep on coming. They'll name the Bazaar. But we can get around that, because if we reanimate a Steward, it won't be named Bazaar of Baghdad. They attack as well, which is interesting. I get an Icarid eating a Grief. I dredge a Stinkweed Imp. I hit a Narcomoeba. And nothing else. Well, I hit another Stinkweed Imp. We'll attack for 7 then. And play a tapped Strip Mine. Do I want to therapy them for... What would I be scared of? Seasoned Dungeoneer? I think Seasoned Dungeoneer is the scariest thing they can have here, right? Let's take that out their hand then, off of the Icarid. Seasoned Dungeoneer. Thank you. I'll have that. They have got a White Plume. But that's fine. They regretfully want to flip. I don't think Narcomoeba's ever blocking here. And we win. Nice. So what do we want? I want Force of Vigor. I want Sickening Shoal. Is this a Clarion Conqueror matchup? I can beat up on all their lands. Is it a Questing Beast matchup? Questing Beast is probably quite annoying, but I don't think it's good. Do I want a Clarion Conqueror? Reanimate a Collector Reef. I think that seems funny. What do we want to cut, though? I think the same as last time, like 1 Dread return. So I'll sort by mana value so it all makes sense. Let's put that in a little column there. What did I say? 2 Clarion Conquerors, 4 Force of Vigor, 4 Sickening Shoal. I probably want the bonus Noxious. I think Nether Shadow's questionable. 1 of the Stewards, 2 of the Therapies, 1 of the Thugs. I still need 4 cuts from here. That's quite a lot. Maybe the Conqueror on the draw is going to be really slow, and I should just be thinking about Dragonlord Kolagon and Bridge tokens. I like the hollow ones because they're probably going to have ley lines. Maybe the Griefs are the questionable bit here, because as we know with Cabal Therapy, we already know what they're holding. We already know. Okay. Sickening Shoal, this is the nuts. This is the nuts. Only 1 Bazaar, so quite unlucky. They've got a Leyline of the Void. That's fine. I'm going to let that sit in play for a moment and let them put a Chrome Mox trigger on the stack. That's not a Chrome Mox trigger, that's exceptionally fucked up. Black Lotus, Plains, and pass the turn. Go on. Get me to your end step so you can flash in that Containment Priest. Thank you. Kill those 2. Right, 1 Containment Priest acceptable, 2 Containment Priests not acceptable. Okay? There's a Priest. There's a Priest. Unacceptable stuff. Well, we'll still kill 1 of them. Yeah, and your Leyline's dead. Icarid's fine. Icarid, Grave Troll, Bazaar. Cool. Any order there. Play a hollow one. So we can still make an aggressively wide board with Bridge from below through a Priest, right? Well, not now. Well, maybe I can actually. Because if I dredge a bunch, I hit a Narcomoeba and a Therapy, I Therapy you. I can't get my Poxwalkers back. Yeah, because it's all got to stem off of this hollow one, right? Let's attack. I can't draw Strip Mine now. Opponent doesn't block. Strip Mine's in the yard, that's why I can't draw it. This is just a draw step, which I quite like, so I'm going to draw some cards. Force of Vigor, Stinkweed, and Grave Troll. I can't make loads of creatures. I can't hit a Narcomoeba. I just don't know if I'm supposed to be going wide or whether I'm supposed to be like trying to wall up in some way. What are they going to do? They're going to just play another Seasoned Dungeoneer next turn, so I think I'm just going to go and get Therapy and make 6 or 8 tokens or something. So Golgari, Grave Troll. Did I hit Therapy? I did hit Therapy, and I hit the 4th Bridge as well. Stinkweed, Narcomoeba can't come in. Nether Shadow can't come in. But I am going to Therapy them. No thanks, Narc. Because these don't come in from the graveyard, do they? So I'm just going to Therapy them, name Seasoned Dungeoneer, and call it a day. Seasoned Dungeoneer. Because everything else they play last turn, right? Witch Enchanter, Witch Enchanter. Okay. Well, maybe that's bad for us, but... Well, maybe that's fine for us, actually, because it's not very good, is it? You draw a Mox Ruby, that's fine. You cast a Witch Enchanter. You take 2, that's cool. And now you're holding a Witch Enchanter. Okay, yeah, I think their hand's just... I will decline if I can. You may put this onto the battlefield. Perfect. And then they're just taking 8. Well, not 8, but, you know. So no, no, No. I guess I don't take a draw step because things like Grief and Sickening Shoal are great. Force of Vigor, sure. Send it. Witch Enchanter gets in the way. This is going to eat all my bridges, which is a shame. If they play the other Witch Enchanter... If they play the other Witch Enchanter, I get in for 4 and you take 2, you're at 6. And then the following turn you're chump blocking. Seasoned Dungeoneer's fucked up. Okay. So maybe I lose this game. I get to activate Bazaar of Baghdad next turn. What do I get in for this time? I get in for 4? Get in for 4, right? Because they're never blocking. But then Icarid. Activate this. I'm just looking for a Sickening Shoal. Icarid. Shambling Shell. Sure, I'm going to discard the Force of Vigor. Do we attack? I've been through 2 Sickening Shoals so far. 1 Sickening Shoal so far. How many are in exile? Did I powder earlier? No. There's a Sickening Shoal in exile. Okay. Right. So we've got 2 Sickening Shoals in 27. They get to Lost Well, I presume. I attack, you take 4. I do like that. You can't block with the Containment Priest, right? I don't know how the rest of it... I don't know how I deal these last 2 points of damage. But you now can't play the Witch Enchanter. Oh, I get the initiative? No lands. No lands, no initiative. You can't attack me. Otherwise you die, unless you top deck to land. But if you top deck to land... Oh yeah, this attack was great, because I forgot about the initiative. Yeah. Sorry that took me so long. But because they don't have the initiative, they can't Lost Well into a land, or a 3-drop, without attacking with a Seasoned Dungeoneer. At which point, you've tapped out and you die, and you can't cast your Witch Enchanter because you're on 2. So that was... What was that line? That line was, I attack you down to 2, I kill your Ancient Tomb, and you have to top deck a land or a 3-drop. Which is going to be a very decent portion of their deck. But then I also get to look into getting a Sickening Shoal in the future sort of thing. And kill the Containment Priest. And the moment this Priest is gone, it's just over. Okay. That matchup seemed a bit tough though, but... Okay, Aguanile. Usually some sort of Lurrus brew. I can't remember if Control or the other one. Combo variants. But they have a Lurrus. I have a Bazaar. So I'm probably ahead. Who knows? Draw step, please. This is my Bazaar of Baghdad. Stinkweed Imp, Icarid, Grave Troll, and cast a Hollow One. Okay, opponent took a mulligan to 6 and has a Wasteland. My card's in my graveyard. They have a Mox Jet. We'll move to their end step and then we'll just pick up a Bazaar of Baghdad. Bazaar comes back. I'm going to eat the Stinkweed Imp. We draw the Bazaar. We play it and we get to dredge a bunch. So Grave Troll and miss. I have no regrets. And then we will... What do we name this time then? We're going to attack for 7. We've got a Therapy in the bin. What do we name off Therapy? We're completely in the dark, but they're playing a controlling Lurrus deck. They don't have any other hate in their hand, otherwise it would already be in play. They're one-off Bauble. Let's say they're holding possibly a Bowmasters, but Bowmasters isn't too much of an issue. Psychic Frog's not an issue. It's just going to be a card draw spell that's scary, right? And the only one is Ancestral. And then we have to... Can that make sense that they're holding Ancestral? Do you mulligan to 6 and hold Wasteland against me? And just Wasteland? There's no Force of Will over there. So it's either going to be Psychic Frog or Ancestral Recall. Is the only other compelling reason to hold that, or more Wastelands. No Force of Will, possible Force of Negation. And then it's, do I want them to resolve an Ancestral or a Frog? And I guess I can beat a Frog with what I've got. So we'll just go for the high roll Singleton. And accept if they've got a Frog. If they've got a Frog, I can just Bazaar them off my token, actually. Get them off my token. So maybe that's actually better. Maybe I name Frog first. Okay, they just conceded to the therapy. I was going to say, maybe I name Frog first, hit the Frog. And if they do have the Ancestral, then I trade the Ancestral for the token, because I've got the other therapy in the bin. Yeah, I like that. Right. Begin sideboarding. I'm going to go Max Shoals. And a Revival. I'm going to drop the Questing Beast. I'm going to drop another Shadow, a Thug, a Therapy, and a Dread Return. And I'm going to ignore the existence of Force of Vigor. Is that right? Maybe I'm supposed to hedge more game 2. So we'll drop a Steward. And another Shadow. Another Therapy. I'll have two Vigors. Just in case. I think game 3, I'm going to go 0 Vigors. Okay, we'll keep this. We've got a Strip Mine, we've got a Bazaar, we've got 2 Bridges. Although one of them's probably just giving something -3/-3. That's a Scalding Tarn and a Mox Jet. Immediate Psychic Frogs. Island. Psychic Frog. Okay. Cool stuff. Play Bazaar. I don't have a Dredger at the moment. I continue to not have a Dredger. -6/-6 is pretty exciting to me, though. I'm going to discard a Revival. I'm going to cast a Hollow One. And now I'm going to give you a Frog -6/-6. No, because I've got 2 Bridges in the bin. Oh, that was bad. Was there a different way to play? I can't discard 2 Revivals, right? That's just not on. Opponent casts a Brainstorm. It's fine. Was there a different way to play? Discarding both Revivals seems really tough. Discard Dragon Lord, hold a Bridge, but then my -3/-3 is not as good. Opponent takes to the sky with a Frog. What if I trade everything, though? I cast Revival. You fight it. Because if I cast Revival and they fight it, they're down 2 cards. I then cast a Revival and it resolves. And then I kill their Frog. And then they're down 2 cards. I've got a Bazaar. Their Frog's dead. I don't have any Bridges, but maybe that just doesn't matter because it just stops them being in the game. So let's lead on Noxious Revival, my Bazaar of Baghdad. They have a Daze. I'd like to Noxious Revival my Bazaar of Baghdad. My Bazaar's back. I'm going to kill your Frog. -6/-6. Your Frog's dead, my Bridges are dead. Your land's in your hand. I've got a Bazaar on top of my deck, no Dredges. I won't pay the 1. Maybe this is really bad. I don't know. They cast a Vampiric Tutor. Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale? Or Soul Guide Lantern? Vamp is interesting as well. They don't usually play Vamp in the control lists, right? They don't replay their land. I play my Strip Mine to beat your Tabernacle. And if you combo kill me, then congratulations. Island. Another Frog. Okay, you got 2 cards in hand, so I can beat the Frog for now. I attack for 4. Where do we stand on Strip Mine? How much do we care? about Island and Tabernacle and stuff. Let's hold the strip mine, because if they vamped for something that was like a Soul Guide Lantern... No, it doesn't make sense, does it? They get in for 1. I fall to 15. They get a card, they're back up to 4. They have another Psychic Frog. And a Wasteland. Wasteland's pretty powerful. Okay. But I still beat the frog in combat. Let's dredge. We hit an Icarid but no creatures. Okay, we're in trouble. I don't like strip mining them here though either. Because they're drawing 3 cards a turn. So what was the plays I could have made earlier that was different? I could have not killed their first frog. And just chilled. They have a Tormod's Crypt. My graveyard doesn't do anything though. They have a Wasteland. They buy Lurrus. I put you to 1, but then I can never attack again. Yeah, that's tough. I think we have to concede to Black Source here. They send both frogs, so they're pretty confident about it as well. If I'd strip their island on first opportunity, they'd just have 1 frog in play, but then I might not have any creatures in play. But I don't even know if they did ramp for Tabernacle, you know? But now they've played the Wasteland, they can safely play the Tabernacle if they're willing to exchange their island for it. They play an Orcish Bowmasters. Icarid triggers, but we're just dead on board now. Bridge from Blow. Okay. Opponent blocks, opponent discards their whole hand, and we die. I'm going to take the Force of Vigors out of my deck. I have Therapies and a Thug. Two Dread Return, 1 Dragon Lord, 1 Steward. Less Nether Shadows, more Therapy. More Conqueror. Over Steward. Right. Conqueror is going to bink on Psychic Frog and Tormod's Crypt if it resolves. Obviously I need a graveyard and everything to get there first, but that's fine. We'll get rid of a Stinkweed Imp. So Grave Troll, Stinkweed Imp, Icarid, and hope to untap with a Bazaar. Opponent kept 7 though. And they're going to have Crypt or Wasteland, one or the other. That's a Swamp. Yep. So maybe I'm supposed to diversify. This wasn't great from the opponent. I don't like this passing of priority that they've got going on there. I attack for 7 and I hit 2 bridges as well, so they can just not ever cope. You fall to 13. I'll go to my end step. Icarid triggers. Oh, and they leave me with an Icarid, look. That's quite cool. There's a timing window here where they can let the Icarid die and remove the bridges. The bridges have to be in the bin. It's if this card is in your graveyard. Right, now or later. I guess now and just accept the Bowman beats. I guess later and accept the Bowman beats. They vamp, which I can't do anything about. And activating may change their vamp target, right? Because they can get a Tormod's Crypt next turn. This off of this. They can get a Wasteland if I activate. They can get a Crypt if I activate. So I think we wait. They fall to 11. And they play a Tabernacle at Pendule Vale, which is not... I mean, my Hollow One's going to die, yeah, but it's not nearly as scary as I thought. So let's go... Oh, the game can't go past this turn, right? So I need to discard the bridge. I need to discard the dredger. I'll discard the other dredger as well. Any order there. That's all fine. Hollow One's going to die. I'm going to play into Ravenous Trap. I've not seen a Lurrus player play that before. Golgari Grave Troll comes back. Golgari Thug comes back. We discard Dread Return, Conqueror, Thug. Troll, sorry. Do I need to discard the Troll at all? No, I've got another Thug in the bin. So Therapy. Wait, but I've just hit a Dragon Lord. So yeah, so definitely Therapy. I was just going to play the Conqueror this turn, but I don't need to. So Shambling Shell. Hollow One goes away. See you later, buddy. Thanks for joining. You're now a zombie. Draw Step, Golgari Thug. Can I bridge up? Yeah, I can therapy up. So I can therapy up to 2 tokens. I think I attack you. I might just be bringing back a grief here. Attack you for 3. Therapy you. I get 2 tokens. I name Force of Will, I presume. Force of Will, Psychic Frog, Tormod's Crypt. Force of Will is the only one of those I care about. You've got a Demonic Tutor and a Wasteland and then a bunch of crap. Okay. We'll Dread Return of Grief, take that DT. And then I've got Icarid next turn. And we can do it like that. You Wasteland my Bazaar. I've still got Dredges, right? I'm still cruising. I want Grief to resolve first. So I don't know why my triggers are so small. No, thank you. Bridge triggers twice. Icarid eats a Grief. Shambling Shell dredges 3. We hit a Narcomoeba, but we Dread Return a Dragon Lord. Oh, I don't have Dread Return, so I used it last turn. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'll give them that one. Opponent falls for 5. I've got a Stinkweed Imp in the yard now. They've drawn a spell. They've got a series of lands in their hand. Underground Sea, Grafdigger's Cage. That's problematic, isn't it? I cut all my things. I cut all my vigors. I'm just on the spot dead to a cage. Oh, God. What have we done to ourselves? If I'd got the Dragon Lord back, would that have been lethal earlier? Oh, God. What a disaster. I guess I just draw then. How do I ever win now? Did not expect the cage. They didn't buy Lurrus. Right. Let's think. I want to go back in time. So that therapy. They buy Lurrus, yeah. We just lose. I don't play chill. No, okay. Okay, that's going to be a wrap on games. I did play the other games, but they're just Dredge games that I didn't actually participate in. So we're just going to cut it there. Let me know what you think of just showing you the interesting games. Like the other two games are genuinely 40-minute rounds where we've got O2'd with strip mines and stuff. So I'm just going to cut those out for a shorter video. But if you want to see those, then tell me and I'll put them back in, sort of thing. I think those three were the interesting ones. We had the cool game against Mayhem DJ where we got to therapy them, we got to reanimate a steward, and we were about to do the whole Bazaar of Baghdad thing if they weren't quite so dead on board. Then we played against Mono White, which I thought was a really interesting game where they almost clawed it back, but we took the initiative and kind of got over the top of them. And then we've got the Aguanile incident, the Grafdigger's Cage incident, where I came off of my Vigors because I felt like their sideboarding plan was going to be Yixlid Jailers, Tabernacle at Pendrell Vales, and then the artifacts would just be the ones that activate. So Tormod's Crypt, Nihil's Spellbomb, Soulguide Lantern, that sort of thing. I brought in the Conquerors to deal with that activation, but the Vigors can't. They always if that's their sideboard plan, they always get my graveyard when I cast a Vigor, and I can already play around that sort of thing, right? Like we did it in the second game where they passed priority. They didn't wasteland me. They didn't deal with anything with Bazaar, and they didn't nuke my graveyard straight away. So then we put them in this really sickening spot where if you go for my graveyard, yeah, you're going to get some cards out of me, but I'm going to activate my Bazaar and I'm going to dredge back my guys. So I went for a slightly different sideboarding idea, completely forgetting that they could have a cage. I just thought they were on the activation ones, so I bought in the Conquerors. And we got massively punished for it, right? It cost us the whole match. But I thought it was acceptable, but no, it wasn't. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do something more with the Steward. This questing beast, I don't know if I scratched the itch enough yet. I might have to try that again in the future. And then the Conqueror, I still like the idea of a reanimatable Collector Roof. And it's just big as well, right? It's just a 3/3 flyer, so I don't know. It's interesting. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything else I should play from the new set. I want to play more with the Steward. There's the other dragon that mills you and brings your creatures back. Colossal Grave something. So yeah, let me know about what you think about the slightly less games. And yeah, we'll keep making. I'll be back next Tuesday, and I'll see you soon.